At less than half the price of Apple's Magic Keyboard, the Logitech Folio Touch is a product that I have no trouble recommending. Trouble is, I have nobody to recommend it to. Okay, I'll get to why I said that, but here's the main thing first. The reason you buy a keyboard, the typing experience. All 78 of the keys are nice and springy, but just a little mushier than I would like them to be. If you look closely, you'll also find that each key has a concave shape, which makes it oddly satisfying to type on. Another thing which you will find is a full function row of keys. I can't tell you how much of a relief it is to not have to try and press the iPad's volume buttons through this thick case, or go into the control center to do simple things like changing the brightness or search for something quickly, or even adjust the keyboard backlight, which is just painful on Apple's Magic Keyboard. There's also a lock button on the top right, which I felt was unnecessary because the iPad turns on when you open it and turns off when you close the keyboard. It does act as a convenient screenshot shortcut if you press it along with the volume up key though. The trackpad below those keys is wonderful because Logitech is the only company apart from Apple that uses both Apple's trackpad APIs and the smart connector. The last bit is important because other manufacturers, like say Bridge, need to rely on Bluetooth, which leads to a poor trackpad experience and its own heavy battery that you have to recharge. The whole setup is small because the 11-inch iPad Pro is only so big. So it will take some time to get used to, but I did pretty quickly. The whole thing attaches to the iPad with this case-like structure, and there's a cutout on the top for the Apple Pencil. There's also a flap to stop you from losing it, but if you don't have one, stick a regular pencil in it, I guess. Thankfully, it does stick to the back magnetically when it isn't needed. And that's the next thing I want to talk about. Magnets. There are lots of them here. It keeps the keyboard and the strap from opening on their own. On the back, you'll find a Microsoft Surface inspired kickstand, which is also magnetic, nice, that props up the iPad to any angle you want. The downside is that it takes up a lot of room no matter where you are. It's fine on a desk, but on a lap, it's kind of a chore unless you're very tall. There's also no extra USB-C port like on the Magic Keyboard. But to be honest, if you're looking for ports to get real work done, you should just get an M1 MacBook Air or any other quote-unquote real laptop. The whole structure is covered by this faux fabric kind of material with kind of sharp edges besides rubber and plastic. And speaking of sharp, the kickstand also digs into your skin after an hour of typing. It's also kind of hard to open it if you're in a hurry. You have to prop the structure up first, adjust the stand, stick the strap behind, and then drop down the keyboard. And the whole thing is kind of thick and heavy. The entire setup for this 11-inch model weighs nearly 1.2 kilos, which makes it really dense. Also, because it's a case first, getting the iPad in and out is in no way elegant. And by virtue of its design, you'll also have some trouble using dongles and hubs with thicker cables. The keyboard uses the Logitech Control app for pushing updates. But here's the thing. After the initial few months of my ownership, I didn't really get any updates. But the bugs have stayed. The random disconnects serve to put the iPad to sleep and wake it up again. And the app I'm using just randomly zooming in slightly serve to go home and open the app again. It doesn't seem like a big deal, but when it happens tens of times a day, it's a lot. All this distracts me from something I simultaneously love and hate. When I'm typing a long word, it's so nice to be able to tap on the predictive text bar and save a few keystrokes. The part which I hate is Apple's stupidly painful autocorrect and the way the bar behaves in split screen, But as I said in my iPad Pro review, this seems to have been fixed in iPadOS 15. I'll tell you this right now. If you want to get real work done, you should just get a real laptop, which will give you way more ports. But a laptop does just that. It gives you more ports, is a little easier to work with, and will be a little bit cheaper. If that's what you're looking for in a laptop, sure, get one of the real ones. But the iPad does so much more. It's a machine for work, content consumption, and play, among many other things. And up until this keyboard dropped, your only good option to transform the iPad Pro or Air was the expensive Magic Keyboard. The Folio Touch does have some quirks, yes, but the fundamentals are solid. The core experience is the same as Apple's Magic Keyboard, while improving on it in many ways like the function row and the durability. And for $160 or 12,000 rupees, which is less than half the price of the Magic Keyboard, it's an awesome option. For the West. Yeah, that's the trouble. It's a shame that Logitech has no plans of bringing this keyboard to India. So if you want one, you'll have to import it. And if you have some issue with it once you bring it here, God help you. I should also mention that Logitech has another version of the same in the form of the Combo Touch, which has a detachable keyboard but also costs a little more at $200 and still isn't available in India. So if you're interested in that, I'll link some good reviews below. Subscribe if you liked the video, and until next time, thank you for watching and do drop by again.